Welcome, everyone. Today, we're exploring a massive, living, breathing ecosystem that literally never sleeps. It's a place of absolutely incredible engineering, relentless logistics, and some seriously fascinating history. I'm talking, of course, about Chicago O'Hare International Airport, a true titan of modern aviation. Okay, let's dive into this and see how this massive ecosystem actually operates.
All right, here is our flight plan for today's journey. 1. Birth of a global gateway. 2. The dual airline mega hub. 3. Record-breaking runways and operations. 4. Pop culture and neon dinosaurs. And 5. Building the O'Hare future. To truly wrap our heads around O'Hare, we have to start with its sheer, mind-boggling physical scale. This facility covers over 7,600 acres on Chicago's far northwest side. To put that into perspective, we are talking about a massive footprint of concrete, steel, and glass, sitting roughly 27 kilometers away from the downtown loop. It serves as the absolute premier commercial gateway to the entire American Midwest. And let me tell you, that massive space is put to work. O'Hare handles over 850,000 annual aircraft movements. Think about that for a second. In terms of pure takeoffs and landings, this staggering volume regularly ranks O'Hare as the busiest airport on Earth. It is just a relentless, nonstop machine of arrivals and departures. Now let's translate that massive volume into human time. 35. Because of those 850,000 annual movements, a plane hits or leaves the O'Hare tarmac roughly every 35 to 40 seconds. Just imagine that rhythm. Literally, by the time I finish explaining this single point, another massive jet has either touched down or taken to the skies. It's an unbelievable feat of logistics. Section 1. Birth of a global gateway. From WWI Airfield to modern marvel. Let's get into the DNA of this place. So, if you've ever looked at your luggage tag and wondered, wait, why is the airport code ORD when the name is O'Hare? Well, here is that I didn't know that fact for you. ORD actually pays homage to the site's original name, Orchard Place Airport. It actually began as a military manufacturing airfield during World War II, right before transitioning into the civilian superpower we know today. And the name O'Hare? That was given to honor the legendary naval aviator Edward Butch O'Hare. It's just a fantastic piece of hidden history sitting right there on your boarding pass. But look, a global gateway is really only as good as its access, right? And O'Hare features some truly exceptional ground connectivity. A huge number of travelers rely on the Chicago's L Blue Line train. It gives you 24/7 subterranean access directly underneath the main terminal core. That gets you into the downtown loop in about 45 minutes for a flat, super affordable fare. Then, once you're actually up at the airport level, the experience totally shifts. There's this fully automated, elevated people mover known as the ATS, or Airport Transit System. It zips passengers flawlessly from those central terminals out to a massive, modern, multimodal facility. That's where you'll find consolidated rental cars, economy parking, and regional bus lines. The whole shebang is distinctly designed to just keep you moving. Moving on to Section 2. The Dual Airline Mega Hub, the engines powering O'Hare. O'Hare is uniquely famous for being one of the world's premier dual airline hubs. It's the circulatory system for two of America's largest legacy carriers, and this brilliantly illustrates how they divide and conquer the globe from Chicago. First, United Airlines calls Chicago its hometown. They're headquartered right downtown in the Willis Tower, and O'Hare is absolutely their crown jewel. They completely dominate Terminal 1 and parts of Terminal 2, running a massive schedule that tops a record 750 daily flights to over 220 global destinations. Meanwhile, American Airlines utilizes O'Hare as its primary Midwestern gateway and its second-largest hub overall. Anchoring Terminal 3, American operates these immense point-to-point domestic networks while channeling heavy traffic flows out to Europe and Asia. Now, because of these two absolute heavyweights, navigating this mega hub really boils down to a pretty simple separation. Let's demystify this. Terminals 1, 2, and 3 handle your core domestic networks and departing alliance flights, driven heavily by, you guessed it, United and American. Terminal 5, however, is your international gateway. It handles all non-pre-cleared international arrivals while also serving Delta Airlines, global premium carriers, and even ultra-low-cost carriers like Frontier Airlines, which uses Terminal 5 as a major operating base to funnel budget holiday traffic. Honestly, once you understand this separation, moving through the airport becomes an absolute breeze. Section 3. Record-breaking runways and operations. The 8-runway wonder. Let's look at the actual tarmac.
Get this, O'Hare holds a remarkable global record. It has the most runways of any commercial airport in the world, coming in at 8 active runways. But what's absolutely crucial here is their layout. Following a massive, decade-long modernization program, O'Hare entirely eliminated its old, complex intersecting configurations. They transitioned into a highly efficient parallel runway system. So why does this actually matter to you? Because organizing these 8 active concrete runways into a parallel system directly and drastically reduces weather-related delays. It's literally the underlying engineering that saves you from missing those stressful holiday connections.
And the sheer size of this infrastructure? It is astonishing. Take runway 10C/28C. It stretches 11,245 feet. That's nearly 3.5 kilometers long. This specific runway was purpose-built to handle fully laden mega freighters and massive double-decker passenger aircraft. It's a runway built specifically for the heaviest heavyweights of the sky. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how the Star Alliance and One World presence draws this staggering list of premium international long-haul carriers. Because of its incredible infrastructure, O'Hare functions as a premier destination for the absolute best. We're talking extensive multi-daily operations from Lufthansa, British Airways, Japan Airlines, ANA, Cathay Pacific, Qatar Airways, and Emirates. Section 4. Pop culture and neon dinosaurs, more than just a transit point. Time for a fun breather. If you have ever walked through Terminal 1's underground sky bridge connecting concourses B and C, you know for sure that O'Hare is a visual destination itself. Formerly titled The Sky's the Limit, it is this wildly cool 744-foot kinetic neon light sculpture that just bathes you in color while a soothing electronic rendition of George Gershwin's Rhapsody in Blue plays overhead. It's truly one of the most culturally famous spots in aviation history. And as if that wasn't enough, Terminal 1 famously features a massive, full-scale replica model of a Brachiosaurus dinosaur skeleton on loan from Chicago's Field Museum. Seriously, where else do you get neon light shows and dinosaurs on your way to grab a coffee at your gate? Beyond the art, O'Hare is deeply embedded in global pop culture. It has acted as the setting or backdrop for dozens of famous Hollywood films. But perhaps the most iconic cinematic legend of all is the classic holiday movie Home Alone. Yep, that chaotic, desperate sprint where the McCallister family dashes through the concourse to catch their flight to Paris. That was filmed right there in Terminal 3. And finally, Section 5, Building the O'Hare Future, the multi-billion-dollar ORD next. Let's move to and see how this builds for the future. O'Hare definitely isn't resting on its laurels. It's currently undergoing the largest infrastructure expansion in its 70-year history. This project, dubbed ORD Next, is actively rebuilding the airport's core in 2 massive phases. Step 1 is the vertical construction of a brand new Airy Concourse D, which will feature these really striking climate-responsive tree columns. This concourse acts as the vital first phase leading up to Step 2, which is replacing Terminal 2 entirely. In its place will rise a massive, unified O'Hare Global Terminal designed to seamlessly mix domestic and international code-share connections under one single roof. That means no more dragging your bags all the way between terminals just to switch from a domestic flight to an international one. It's a total game changer. So, as we wrap up, remember, this airport is a living, breathing entity, constantly adapting to the world around it. As ORD Next reshapes the heart of this massive ecosystem, how will this next evolution in modern architecture actually change our global connectivity? It's a pretty fascinating thought to leave you with today. The next time you find yourself flying through ORD, take a moment to look around at the sheer scale of the engineering marvels surrounding you. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. Keep wondering, keep learning, and I'll catch you on the next one.